In this video, we will tune the system for step response using the graph on the Ideal ATL client. To begin, if starting from scratch, the tuning gains must be initialized to the proper values. In this case, the system is a 1291 BLX, and the values I have shown in the terminal have proven to be a good starting point for this tuning method. Otherwise, if the system has already been tuned for rates, tuning values currently on the system will also work as a starting point. Next, we'll want to open the graph panel by going to View, Add Panel, and Graph. We'll want to verify we're using the time chart. And the registers we want to watch in the graph are actual position and commanded position. Now we want to set up our motion. In our case, we'll set up an RMO, or relative move, of 5 degrees. We also want to set the acceleration and velocity of our motion by setting our default values to the maximums saved in the current package. We will do this by setting VEL to MXV and ACL to MXA. So I'll just move the terminal panel over here. And MXV is 2000, so we'll do a VEL 2000. MXA is also 2000, so we'll do an ACL of 2000. All right, and as a side note, it can be helpful to add the motion command to a hotkey, which I have over here, RMO5. So let's start the graph. Also, let's turn on the servo. Close this out. And as you can see, we have our actual position and our commanded position. And we want to see how they compare during our motion. So before we start tuning the system, there are a couple things to note. The 3 values we'll be changing in this video are FVE, or the velocity feed-forward gain, the position loop O, or position proportional gain, and the position loop int, integral gain. An important reminder is to make sure the pro and int we are changing are in fact the position loop ones. So to ensure this, let's move into the position loop with the command CS, pro loop select, S, and let's give it a P for position loop. Another thing to consider is when changing the value of FVE or Pro is to not let the 2 values get too far apart from one another. For example, if you see increasing FVE is having a noticeable effect, avoid continually increasing it without occasionally increasing Pro as well. If the 2 values get too far apart from one another, the system tuning can become unstable. Now that those caveats are out of the way, let's get started tuning the system. So let's execute our RMO5. And stop and zoom in. All right. The first thing to notice is the gap in the actual and commanded positions after the motion is completed. This is known as a steady state error, or an error while the system is trying to stay in one position. The best way to rectify a steady state error is to increase int. So let's try that. Our int was initialized to 0.0001. So let's go 0.0005. And let's try again. Perfect. And zoom in. And we still have steady state error, so let's increase again. 0.1. Another RMO. Top it and zoom it. Looks like it's gotten better, but it's still there. Let's do int 0.005. RMO. Pause. Zoom in. Looks like it's almost gone. Let's try and increase it another time. 0.01. Let's try that. Motion. Pause. And zoom in. And that looks like the steady state error is all but gone. Okay. Let's focus on the rising edge travel next. So in order to fix rising edge travel issues, using Pro can be the best way forward. So let's try increasing Pro. Our Pro was initialized to 10. So let's do a Pro of 15. And do our motion. And pause it and zoom in. And it looks like our rising edge looks a lot closer to the commanded, but now we have this overshoot and slight oscillation afterwards. And let's see. Now we can attack the overshoot and the oscillations by increasing FVE and Pro together. So our FVE was initialized to 0.01, so let's increase it 0.02. Again. RMO. Pause. Looks like they're getting a little better. Do another FVE. 0.03. RMO 5. Pause. And they're still getting better. FVE 0.04. RMO. Getting pretty good there. Let's increase Pro now. Let's go Pro. That looks all right. Let's keep going. Pro. Stop. Getting better and better. The actual position is getting a lot closer to the commanded. Let's go FVE 0.05. Remote. Okay, our rising edge is coming away a little bit from our commanded, so let's try and increase Pro again. 30. Getting better. The overshoot isn't as far off from our commanded. We are starting to get oscillations a little farther out, so let's try increasing our int a little bit to help with any steady state errors. 0 and 5. Armor. Zoom in. Starting to look pretty good. I'm not sure how much better we're going to be able to get, but let's keep trying. Let's go FVE 0.06. Armor. That's looking pretty good. Let's try to Pro a little more, but it looks like we're not making it look any better than it already is, so this might be the best that we can make it. All right. Looks like this is about as close as I can get the actual position to follow the commanded. So with that, I think we're done tuning. That's all there is to it. If all you need the system to for is step response, then we're all done. Don't forget to save the package to all the tuning that you just did. We will do that. We will turn off the servo. We will call our package step. So we'll save it with a pks step. And if we list our packages, there's our new package step. This will be used for rates as well. One of our videos on tuning for rates. This concludes our video on tuning for step response. Thank you for watching.